Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jorge and I'm going to be telling you the story time about how I tried to get Molly and ended up trying meth. So this story starts at actually around May of 2024. Now, if you're wondering why at the time I'm actually trying to get Molly or trying to get meth, here's the context. Not my actual aunt, but a family known aunt, we did Molly together, and it was her Molly that she was selling. Might as well take some. So we were smoking it on tinfoil type shit. She was teaching me how to smoke it on tinfoil. Before this, I had never even fathomed the fact that you could smoke anything on foil. The only thing I recognized smoking on foil was the fentanyl pills, which you guys know the story behind that. But anyway, back to the story. So, after we basically smoke all her Molly, or she sells the rest of it, she made at least like 10K off the Molly, because she had 2 bricks and she was supposed to make like 15K, but she ended up getting like 10. And I actually tried swiping a rack from her, but she caught me. It was too obvious. I was too obvious. But let's go back to it. So, I'm actually looking for Molly. I text one of my plugs. I text the plug where I'm living at the moment, and he's like, "Yo, I got some boot. I got some soft." And I was like, "Okay, I'll hit you up when I got cash." Literally 2 or 3 days later, I got $300, and I spent all of it on boot, or what I thought was boot. Ended up becoming ice. So the plug pulls up, and I get into the car. I'm talking to him like, how you been? At this point, I haven't seen this plug since my OD, since he sold me the fentanyl pills. Now, he didn't know that I overdosed, and I didn't want to tell him because he probably wouldn't have sold me anything if I told him. So I kept it a secret. So I gave him the cash. He gave me the boot, and now the boot, it didn't look like the boot that me and my aunt were smoking. So it kind of set off a red flag, and I didn't mind it. I just looked at it. I was like, okay, it looks chill. If you're wondering what it looked like a white piece, like a piece of a brick, but it was all white, and it's easy to break. You know what I mean? I'll probably try and put up a picture, what it looks like. I dap up the plug once again. I tell him, thanks for everything. He leaves. I go back into my crib. Now, this is just me. I'm solo, and, I'm buying this shit all by myself. Now, I spent $300 on what I thought was, like, maybe 2 grams of Molly. I think 2 grams. That's what he told me, But the thing is that this Molly was white, and it was in brick form. Now, I thought at first, oh, maybe it's cocaine. I tried crushing it up. Oh, it's not crushing up like normal cocaine should. So I'm just like, bruh, damn. So I start pounding on it, crushing it up, and I put it on foil. And I light the foil and I smoke it. And that's when I realized this is not Molly. It's a whole different feeling. Like, yeah, you're geeked up, obviously, and you're alert, and you're feeling good. You feel invincible. But this feels like that, but 100 times better. It's like that type of feeling you never forget. So now that I know what this feels like, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm amped. This shit feels good. I'm smoking it. But then this something happens. So I'm in the bathroom with the shower on and the fan on, making sure that it doesn't smell like meth. Because obviously it's gonna smell like something because I'm smoking it. And all I hear is the front door of my apartment open, and it's my aunt. And my aunt, I forgot, I don't know if I mentioned this, but she cut me off of her Molly, and then she sold the rest. So basically, that was literally the whole point of me going on this solo mission to find Boo. But at the end of the day, I ended up getting some type of amphetamine. I'm pretty sure it was meth because of the way it felt. And because the ecstasy or Molly, or whatever you want to call it, that shit, it has a certain feeling compared to what meth feels like. And now I can distinguish between the two of them. It's weird. And I went, and this is day one. So anyways, back to the story. I get sidetracked a lot. My bad, everyone, but here we go. My aunt walks into the house, and I'm in the bathroom, and I hear it, and all I see around me is the smoke. So I turn on the fan, I turn on the hot shower, I hop in, take a shower, a quick one, hop out, open the door, close it back up so none of the odor escapes it. I'm out the shower, I grab my clothes, and I can still hear my aunt out in the living room waiting for me to come out so we can go drive to Maryland so she can run some errands. And now I came out of that room and I totally forgot how sweaty I was. Like, I was dripping sweat. So I'm dripping sweat and I don't really know what to do or how to stop myself from sweating. So I would just walk up to my aunt like nothing happened. Definitely did not just do meth in my bathroom. So I didn't really know what to do. She asked me, like, why are you so sweaty? Why are you, like, dripping sweat? I tell her, I just got out of the shower, plus I was working out. And she was like, oh, okay. She believed me for that moment. And, I put on my shoes, I put on my jacket. Not my jacket, but I put on one of my flannels, just for style, of course. And we leave the house, and we're in the car. She has the AC on, and this is what catches me, this is what bites me in the ass. I'm still dripping sweat, even though the AC is blasting, full blast at my head. But I'm still sweating so bad. And so now at this point, she's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you sweating this much? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I told you I was working out. She wouldn't believe me. So at this point, I was like, yeah, I got some Molly. I didn't know it wasn't Molly at the time. But when she first asked me about it, I was like, yeah, I got some Molly, Basically, we're in the car. I'm high as shit. And, when we finally get back to my place, she asks to see the Molly or the boot or whatever the fuck you want to call it. She looks at it. She goes into the bathroom. I don't know if she tasted it or she took some or she smoked some. But she told me that it wasn't pure Molly or it wasn't Molly at all. And, at that point, I've already been doing it and I've been feeling pretty good. So I just ignored that. I was like, fuck it. If it's meth, it's meth. I'm doing some fucking meth. So that's just how it rolled. And the first 2 days, I was high as shit. And I wasn't sleeping. I was going days without sleep. And, if you don't know, if you pull all-nighters regularly, it really does fry your brain. It's insane. There's a bunch of studies on it. Now, on the third day of bendering, I guess you can call it, especially on methamphetamine, you start to get not only the lack of sleep, but after a while of taking meth, you get the lack of empathy. You get all this, superhuman type shit. It's not even superhuman. It's what's inside of you already, just brought out by the drug. But yeah, the replacement of your empathy, the replacement of your morality is all questioned when you're on methamphetamine. And now, on the third day for me, I specifically just remember seeing shadow people. I was hearing things, and my jaw was clenching like a son of a bitch, which made me think maybe it was Molly. But meth also does that, so I really wouldn't know. But that shit had my jaw. It's now the end of day 3, and I'm feeling tired, and I still got, 2, cubes, decent-sized cubes that I was breaking in half. Now, at this point, I couldn't smoke because it would be too risky. So what I did was I just swallowed the rock, dead ass, just swallowed it. And, I didn't assume anything of it, but let me tell you, that got me even more higher than smoking it. I don't know why. If you guys can tell me why in the comments, just let me know. But I was flying, no doubt about it. I was straight up just geeked the fuck up. Now, it's days 4 and 5 of my bender, because it only lasted a week. But days 4 and 5, I was going full crackhead energy. I was such a motherfucking crackhead. I was doing anything for money. Not anything, but I was doing stuff to get money, I was... Because, man, I don't know. It was only, I bought, 2 grams worth of Molly, or meth, but I guess it turned out to be meth, and now I have that repeating feeling in my head. It is now day 6. Now, this is a lot embarrassing, but I like to watch TV shows, like Shameless, Weeds, Breaking Bad, all these shows, and I guess while I was super high and I hadn't slept in like 4 days, I I kept calling for the name Harrison. And if you guys don't know who Harrison is, that is Dexter's son. I was so like zonked out of my mind that I couldn't even fathom the idea of anyone else being there. I'm basically mixing the two, like reality and fiction. I was literally mixing the two, and I was just so zonked. And I had to end up going to the hospital, which is a whole other story. But the reason I had to end up going to the hospital is because I was high on meth, and I had a sniff of a fentanyl pill that the plug had given me for free. And so I was just like, bruh, I need to, or at least my mom was like, you need to sober up. So it was like either that or, she was done with me. And I don't know. I just had to. So I get sent to the hospital, and if you don't know, if you're under the age of 18 or you're just a minor, you automatically get sent to the psych ward, which is exactly where I got sent to sober up. Now, this is a whole other story in itself, which I can tell you next time I make a video. Just let me know, leave a like on it, subscribe. That's all I need, man. That's all I need from you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I have more on the way, just in the middle of editing them. So, love y'all. Peace out. Have a good day. Good night.